And again, this is an example situation. When the pandemic first started, I made a recording and I sent it to a group of leaders. They called the Muslim Leaders of Richmond, this group. And after they got that thing, they changed everything for themselves as far as receiving these type of messages. But beyond that, as far as leaving the city, there is no such thing.
I'm not talking about leaving the city.
No, I was telling the story about the plague. Sayyidina Umar bin al-Khattab and Sayyidina Amir bin al-Jarrah, Abu Ubaidah bin al-Jarrah, radiyallahu anhuma. I was telling you that story. So that's one part of it. Do not leave. There's another part also, that anyone who dies as a result of it, you become shaheed. So if that is the case, then what would stop us from praying, together in the masjid as we normally pray?
So
because to continue with the story about Sayyidina Umar bin Khattab, he talked to Sayyidina Amr bin As. When he talked to Amr bin As about this plague, he explained to him. He said, usually this plague...
Are you taking a video?
Of myself. Usually this plague does not stay where people are congregated. So send everybody up to the mountains. And that's what they did. That's how they got rid of the plague. But between those events, because Sayyidina Amr bin do you know who Abu Ubaidah Amr bin al-Jarrah is by any chance? Do you know the Sahaba? Okay. Do you know the Battle of Uhud, where Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was injured?
Yes.
And then he had the iron of myrrh in his cheek?
Yes.
Okay, and then he had his eyeball out, and he put his eyeball like Jibril alayhi salatu. Okay, so this is the event. But Sayyidina Abu Ubaidah bin al-Jarrah is the one who pulled out the myrrh from the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam's cheek with his teeth. And he lost one teeth when he did it, and then the second tooth he also lost, pulling out the myrrh. And he's known as Aminul Ummah, the trustee of the nation. So that's why Sayyidina Umar bin Khattab was trying to save him from the plague. But he actually died of the plague, because it wasn't long after that, that he was affected by the plague and it killed. But later on, they were told to go up in the mountains. There's no mention of the lack of preparation for the destitute, the lack of preparation for the salah in congregation. There's no mention of that. There's only mention of the fact that, again, Prophet ﷺ said, do not leave that place, and if it's there, do not enter it. And there's also the mention of the fact that, he put his trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, obviously, right? There is the mention of the hadith where whomsoever, passes away in that state, they die as shaheed. But there is no mention of this distancing in the that's why. So, no problem, yeah, Imam. Anything else I can clarify? Because Tubaapyi dañoo rude, man. You understand? Because ñoom li ñu bëgg du mën a nekk. Te ñun Boysyi ñu ko fi mën a nangoo. They're very, very arrogant people, these imperialism imams, you understand? That's why they're all under arrest.